Hey guys, alright. Going on from the body positioning videos that I've been doing, I want to move on to some of the actual gung or tendon and bone marrow metamorphose techniques, or iron wire, whatever you want to call it, that I use to supplement training and braking and whatnot, and body alignment, and you know, it just helps to keep things running smoothly. Now, the tendon system that runs through your body is very strong. Its potential to be able to develop power is slower than muscle, but I think you can develop more. So that's what these exercises are. That's a lot of the time why they're slow and they're repetitive, because you're doing your tendon. Tendon doesn't have as good a blood supply, and that's what we're working on. Yeah. So anything that you do a few reps on, you're going to be using your muscles mainly. If you're starting to do high amounts of reps, then you're going to be working the tendon and connective systems, and that's what we're doing with the stances and the standing and everything like that. Okay, so what I want to go on to now is these things are a physical exercise. So you do them, and they get you results. These are the ones I do. Go and check, watch this, think of it what you will, go and watch other ones. There's the Yi, Jin, Jin, tendon metamorphose technique. Some of them will probably be in what I do. There's loads, they're all good, but it's a physical exercise. So, you know, you're training something real, yeah? You're not, I mean, to some extent you're imagining energies and stuff, but more, rather than imagining energies, if you try and feel your alignment and you think of the tendon rubbing and stuff like that, that's better than trying to imagine energies, yeah, because you're doing something physical. Now, one of the important points of this is you're going to be standing in static positions and breathing through them. That's how it works. It's not amazing, it's not fantastic. You're going to have to do this a lot, yeah? It doesn't have to be confined to a training regime. It can just be throughout your daily day, yeah? Now one of the important points is that when you assume these positions, so for instance this might be one of them, yeah? When you assume these positions, yeah, and the other stances that we've done in the other two videos leading up to these, the dynamic flexibility, okay? You're going to take a big deep breath in through your nose or through your mouth. Yeah, generally speaking it's through your nose. But if you're not too happy with that, take a big breath in through your lungs, into your lungs, and expand the chest. Yeah, and you'll be straightening your hands out like this. Yeah. As you breathe in, when you're holding the static position, you should feel the tendons in your fingers rub. Yeah, like creak. And as you breathe out, you should feel the tendons creak as well, without movement. So there's a saying in like Kung Fu and in these sorts of exercises, feel the movement in the sort of staticness, or, you know, feel movement within stillness. And, you know, everyone makes different interpretations of that, but that is my understanding of that. Realistically, if you can feel your tendons literally rubbing and moving, then that's the key, the goal you're getting for. So what I'm going to do in this video is, sometimes, I don't know, it took me a while to develop that feeling, but I did find a good way of simulating it as well through movable motions, okay? Yeah? So we'll start with a nice simple one, yeah? So once again, the key as well to this position is that your hand must be splayed flat like this. Not tense, but the hand must be splayed in sort of like a semi-relaxed way, perfectly aligned, okay? Yeah? And what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands to the side, or one of them, yeah? We'll start with one for now. Yeah? And you're going to stand in a flat position, or one of those positions we said before, you know, in my other two stance dynamic flexibility videos. Okay, and what you're going to do, so I'm just going to go sideways like this. You're going to push out with this hand and breathe out. And already now I can feel the tendons in my hand literally rubbing. It's a feeling like your hand wants to collapse in on itself, pull. It's a feeling that your hand wants to pull closed. Yeah? So you breathe out, you're aligned flat, and I can feel that feeling. I've got straightness here, and I can feel that feeling there in my arm. Ooh, as I lean into it, yeah? I can now, moving like this, I can feel this, my arm's still, but I can feel the tendons rubbing, yeah? So, you're going to take it back, and you're going to push it forward. You're going to take it back, you're going to push it forward. Yeah, you're going to take it back, you're going to push it forward, yeah? You don't have to complete one full breath, you can in, out, yeah? In, through the nose, out. Yeah, in, out, yeah, in, out. Yeah, and the same on the other side. Yeah, so basically, what I'm trying to teach you here isn't the exact moves to do. It's the feeling. And once you've got the feeling you need to achieve in your body, you can watch whatever videos you want, or copy what I'm doing, and you'll be building the right things, because that's what this Qigong is. It's not super fantastic, amazing magic, or at least at the level most people can attain. Everything has a basic foundation. If you think about why build on a foundation of magic and myth, we're training in a physical, real art. Yeah, the skills we're training are skills that have been made up by humans. Yeah, and I know humans make up a lot of crap, but people who are training physical realities, you know, they're training, they have a good understanding of the body, albeit ancient. It's a real practical thing we're training. Yeah, so the same can be done straight, which is an exercise as old as the hills as well. But what I want you to do is like what I'm saying, is break these things down. You see now I begin to shake a bit. Yeah, see the shake, and that's a real. I promise you, that's a real shake. That shake is one of the indications that you're working your tendon system. Yeah, you can see this. I don't have Parkinson's. Well, hopefully not. Go. Yeah. So see the shake. Yeah. I promise you, I'm not putting that on. That shake is one of the indications. You can read about it in Chinese, Kung Fu or whatever, that you're doing the right thing, or you've got Qi or energy or whatever. Yeah. Now, what that shake is from me talking to you for so long, and my tendons have been stretched. Yeah. And now they're like, ooh, you know, just as if you've done a lot of hammering or something, you shake with a hammer. Yeah, it's the same thing. So break down the movements that you can see or watch anywhere on Qigong videos. Yeah, pushing out to the side in horse posture. Yeah, pushing out to the side. Yeah, breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, because traditionally you'd be doing one motion, full range of motion, one motion, full range of motion, one motion, steps reaching as high as you can, down, full range of motion, sinking, one motion. Yeah, these are all things you'd be doing, but what I want you to do is, because that way is very good. Yeah, there's also static Qigong. We'll talk about that maybe in a future video. That way's very good, but if you want to build an understanding quickly, like I'm saying, you want to get the feeling that you want to feel the whole time when you're doing your movable Qigong motions. That is the feeling you're after. you'll be able to feel it in the tip of your hand. So 1. So breathe out and rub your hand, literally. Breathe in and rub your hand. That one's a bit harder. You'll start to get the alignment. When you're coming in, this is dropping down. Because initially you'll probably just be bringing it towards you, and then you'll start to feel your own alignment when you feel the rubbing. Same this side. Yeah, and in. And out. And in. Yeah, and up. And it works the same. And then whilst you're doing these, when you're in your horse posture front, as you're repeating them, you'll start to readjust your stance, your body. When you reach up, you'll crink back, push. And so hold these positions, forward like so. Yeah. Remember the fingers splayed. What is the feeling? The fingers need to be splayed straight for the alignment, and the hand pushed relaxed, not with power, relaxed out as straight as it will go. Imagine as if you're trying to just touch a wall that like isn't even there. Yeah? And this is another one. Yeah? And back. Yeah? And out. You're trying to reach for the wall that isn't there. And breathe out. Yeah? And then breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe out. And because you see you're sinking down on the legs, so I mean you can see these like tendons on the back of my legs here. Well, these, I don't know if you can see them, but these, you've got 2 there, 1 there and 1 there. See that? You're building those as well. These ropes, these are ropes connect your leg. I don't know if you can see them. There's one there. Yeah, but that's the idea. So yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm getting my point across in this video, and I don't know, I've got, if people want the actual motions, you know, I've got those and I can give people a load of them, yeah, but I want you to know that, the feeling first, yeah, and there's loads of motions, like I said, forward, into the chest, there's just so many, into the chest, out, breathe out, hot, 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 then breathe in, yeah, push out, hot, hot, but don't perhaps do it as fast as me. See, it's generally accepted that you breathe in for one motion and you breathe out for another motion. That is true, but there's other styles of breathing too. And like I was saying, for people who want the feeling, they want to know what they're trying to attain, and also just to train it quickly or to get some beginning benefits, this is a good way to build up the understanding. Yeah? Yeah? And you're sinking, doing things like sinking like this. Yeah? This is with the stretchiness that you got from the other 2 videos, yeah? Things in like so. So what I'm saying is it's repetitive, small motions in a relaxed manner, yeah? And that's working your tendon system, yeah? Working the system, yeah? And each motion you do, you'll feel like these are working like the back. Yeah. There's ones out here. It's almost like doing weights, but it isn't, yeah. So, yeah, so push. There's push there, same idea. Forward, back, and as you get it more, the legs start to move as well, because that's the idea. The legs, you do the same thing as you're doing up here with your legs. Yeah, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, and that's how you're developing the qigong. Okay? Yeah, it's any exercise that's pulling and straining, stretching. Yeah, there's loads, but that's the feeling I want you guys to know. I'm probably repeating myself loads, but I can't say how important it is. Yeah. If this helps you get back to me and say, look, can we have specific ones to do? But I've shown you quite a few. I mean, there's so many. They're the traditional movements: raising the sky, raising the sides, pulling in, such a thing, pushing out, yeah, pushing out, yeah, in rider, mabu, punching, striking in mabu, striking to the side in mabu. But what I want you to get first is this: assume a qigong position statically and breathe in and out of it, get that tendon rubbing feeling, and then also enhance that by further rubbing just yourself. And now here I can feel the tendons like inside my arm, not on the surface, not the muscles. I can feel the wires in my finger and going down my arm here. You see them there? Yeah, I can feel those. And when I was I don't get to train it as much, but when I was training it a lot, I could even go so far as to hear like little creaking, like I could move and it'd be like eek, eek, eek. And that's exactly what you want, because that is bone marrow and tendon metamorphose, yeah? And it goes into the legs as well, like I said. So there's that position, but those static sort of yogic positions I gave you before, those will do that, yeah? Those will build those, and then the same way move through them, yeah? The same way, move through them, and then do your pushing out, coming back, pushing out, and work on those, guys, and you'll feel brilliant, yeah? Obviously there's raising here, yeah? I know you can do them. Just before I go, I'm talking too much. Obviously this is a traditional posture as well, with the feet closer together. I would ask people to train it proper horse stance, or if you don't have a build of stances, that one and that one, like I've done in my other videos, the bow arrow, yeah? Yeah, train them in those, because that'll be, think about how much more you have in your legs than you have on your top, yeah? So the legs is where it begins. Like I said with those stretch videos, you need the stretch to do it. So ways of building qigong up here are very good, and the alignment, and you breathe in to here and you set your hip forward so that your spine's flat, and you're adjusting your back. And those are all very good, and I practice them, but the big ones are the ones you need to practice and I need to practice, because those are the ones where you're working hardest, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Here you're not working very hard, and you can get, well, I can't say that as a rule, but it's easy to not work very hard, especially if you're a beginner from here. But if you're splayed out as far as you can reach, in like a proper reached out posture, the tendons underneath your legs are killing, this leg's stretching, feels good, you're palmed out like this, this is a good posture to start breathing into, breathing out of, breathing into. Remember to push those hands as if, not with strength, and then start the rubbing. And usually concentrate on one hand. When you've got the feeling in the arm and the hand, start to move the legs as well. Try and get that feeling in the legs whereby you're controlling your tendons' contractions, yeah? Ball, yeah, ball, yeah? And through standing like this, you'll develop your own way, your own movements. But the key is that you know what you're doing, yeah? Look up yoga positions, stand in those, take what you've well, if you want to listen to the shit that I'm saying, take the shit that I'm saying, apply it to those, because it's all one and the same as well. Move in and out of these elongated stress positions, breathing. Before you finish, go back to the beginning of this video if you can find it, where I'm telling you about the feeling in your hands. That is most important, in your arms. Yeah, I haven't gone much into the static Qigong, but static Qigong is basically standing there in these positions and not moving at all. It's a very effective way of training the same thing. You're putting your body in an aligned position which is healthy for it to hold. The muscles and tendons are lined up, but they're in a piled up position, much like iron wire, and you're just standing there, yeah? And with the same feeling that I said from this, you're breathing in and you can feel the tendons tighten, you're breathing out, you can feel them rub, yeah? But these will help you get to that point statically. And also, then when you're training your very controlled, relaxed Qigong, where your movements are following your breaths, you'll be, on the outside you'll be a calm, but on the inside you'll be a storm. That is true internal training, because when I move like that, you know, I'm no internal master, yeah, but when I move like that in this position and my hands moving, you know, it looks calm, but inside, yeah, inside my body, all I can feel is just tension, you know, but good, you know, good tendon tension. It's not me going and doing my muscles, yeah. It's you move, and you've got, and you know, you can't perhaps, well, you won't be able to see it, I don't think, only at a higher level than me, but I can feel it. That's all that counts. When you're moving, if you can feel it, then eventually others will be able to see it when you're a lot better. And I haven't been practicing enough here now to demonstrate it. I have to practice for a bit, you know, build, you know, a few minutes, and then I get into a flow. But that's, you know, that's what I'm saying. That's true Qi-Gung, you know, someone who's just making movements, slow movements, you know, but they know what they're aiming for. So they're moving this way, and the moment they start to move from here, they're breathing, and this is already tight. And then they're breathing out, and it's still tight. Then they're breathing in, it's tightening even more, and then they're coming back on themselves. Do you know what I mean? Well, there's all these positions, so I've gone on too long, but try those of you who are interested. They're a real physical thing. It's not bollocks. It's practical. It's like extended calisthenics. You know, in the West we do calisthenics, you know, you do like a warm-up, a stretch like this, and it's proven that if you do an empty warm-up, look it up, an empty warm-up, then you do weights or whatever, you've got something like 20% more power or energy or stretch or whatever you want to call it. So all these it's a Chinese extension of that. In the West we stopped with, oh yeah, calisthenics, a bit of stretching, oh yeah, that's good. Chinese developed it for way more many years. Through thousands of years of a civilization that was doing armed combat, they've, you know, and training armies, they've developed this into a, well, you know, we will take these calisthenics and we'll have our bloody soldiers doing them for like an hour, you know, and then they'll be revitalizing themselves. Every movement they make will be pre-practiced, pre-oiled. It's just really good. Sorry, I've talked way too much, but it's such a simple subject, but it's such a subject full of bullshit, yeah? And mysticism and magical energies, and I'm not denying that those exist, or somehow they manifest just through a high level of whatever. You know, I'm not denying those, and I'm not taking credit out of any masters, but all I'll say to you is, for every master you see standing there taking a hit to the chest and breaking some wood, or doing this really nice Tai Chi flow movement, yeah, that master has practiced that movement physically thousands of times, and if they're getting hit, they've either practiced static Qigong standing in that very position they get hit in, So the body and the muscles are just building, and the breathing's building, or doing iron body, or both. They all complement each other. So that's what I wanted to get out to you guys there, that these are all real things. It doesn't matter if you're Chinese, it doesn't matter what. The only difference is how much time you spent training it. The reason the Shaolins and all these masters look so good is because of unfathomable hours of training simple things like this. Yeah, that's all I want to get out to you guys. So train those, enjoy them. Go and look at other videos of like proper people with much better alignment than me, and just but take the feeling of what I'm saying to you, because it's an understanding that perhaps not everyone has about these things. I know I'm not Chinese and I'm white, but so maybe you don't have to listen to me or you wouldn't believe me, but trust me, I've trained the things, I've put my own time into it for years, and I only tell it to you because I believe it's something that will help you. Yeah, not very fantastic. This video is probably about 25 minutes long, full of shit and full of me talking. But anyway, nice one guys, enjoy the training, and have a good one.